Boys, another Christmas special. I don't know when this is going up. This is going to be recorded, though, before week 16, so we have 3 more weeks left of the season prior to recording this. So this is going to be our AFC Playoff Predictions, and basically just who we think is going to get in and the seeding for the AFC playoffs. And then there will be another video for the NFC playoffs. So make sure to check that out when that comes out along with this video. So the current standings are the Chiefs with the 1 seed, the Patriots, the Titans, the Bengals, the Colts, the Chargers, and then the Bills. Now, I don't think much is going to change within the next 3 weeks of the NFL season. However, I think New England is going to go 1-2 down the stretch. They play the Bills, the Jags, and the Dolphins, and I think they'll end up being a 10-7 team, and they will probably switch to the Bills. I think the Bills will probably win their division. I did not check to see who the Bills play. I think they still play the Jets once. They obviously play the Patriots, and I believe they play another tough team. They might play Atlanta, if I'm not mistaken. So they do play Atlanta. So they play the Falcons, the Patriots, and the Jets down the stretch. So I mean, I see them going at least 2-1 down the stretch. I mean, I don't think they'll lose to the Falcons, and I don't think they'll lose to the Jets. So this is going to be a very tough video, at least for the AFC, because everything is so close. The worst team in the AFC that can still make the playoffs is 7-7. The worst team in the NFC that can make the playoffs is 4-10. So I'm not going to really go into much detail here. I think the Chiefs are going to have a playoff berth after this weekend. If they beat the Steelers, they're basically in. I don't know if that's the clinching scenario, but I mean, if they have 11 wins, and if you look at everything in the playoffs, it's going to be really hard for them to get knocked out. They basically would have to lose their next 2, which I think is possible. Anything can happen in the NFL. They're playing a 7-7 Broncos team and then an 8-6 Cincinnati team. So I'll give my playoffs first, and then I'll hand it over to him. So I think the Chiefs will be in. I think they're a lock. I think Indianapolis will be in, and I think the Chargers will be in. So those are my 3 locks. Now, I also think the Titans and Buffalo will make the playoffs. I think the Ravens will win the AFC North. I think just going down the stretch, they have a little bit more experience with this type of weather, this type of play and stuff like that, and they know how to get in the playoffs. The Cincinnati Bengals have a really tough schedule coming up. They play the Ravens, the Chiefs, and then the Browns. So they could easily go 1-2 down that stretch and end up being 9-8. So I do have Cincinnati winning this week, though, against the Ravens, so that will bump them ahead. But then I think Baltimore will win out and end up taking over the division. So I think my playoff standings will go the Chiefs, the Tennessee Titans as the number 2 seed, the Buffalo Bills as the number 3 seed, and then the Baltimore Ravens as the 4 seed. And then I think it'll go the Colts, the Chargers, and then the Patriots.
So you have all the same, or no, you have the Ravens.
I have the Ravens taking over for the Bengals. I just don't think anything else would change too much. I mean, the way that the AFC is playing out, I think all those teams that are in right now will mostly be in. They're just better than most of the other teams that are not out due to coaching and players and stuff like that. Like, Steelers are 7-6, but are they really, like, they're really not a 7-6 team. They have a negative 44-point differential. I mean, you look at the Bills, 151. The Colts, 98. The Bengals, 66. The Patriots, 140. The Chiefs, 89. So, I mean, I don't see them making the playoffs. So those are my predictions. Chiefs, Titans, Patriots, Ravens, Colts, Chargers, and the Bills. It's weird to have a 17 playoffs. I mean, we had it last year, but it's still weird to say.
Ravens also could be a 10-4 team right now. With the 2 games where they messed up.
They could very well be a 10-4 team and be the 1 seed.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously, I think they should have went for it, but I understand why he went for the 2 points.
In the Green Bay game, not as much, but the
Steelers.
The Steelers game, I understood that one. But the Packers, they had been stopping them down that drive, and then they just drove on him. So I don't know why.
I mean,
at the same
but they
time,
still
it's the
would have had
Packers.
40 seconds to go down and kick a field goal. You give an Aaron Rodgers 40 seconds, and I mean, I don't know if he had timeouts. I mean, I wasn't paying attention. I mean, I didn't really watch the game, but yeah, they had a little bit of time to go down and kick a field goal anyway. So
Yeah. So mine for sure, the locks would be Kansas City, the Colts, and the Chargers. Similar. Is that the same?
I think those are the same four. Same three. I would also maybe have a Tennessee Titans as a lock. They would really have to lose the next 3 games to be out because they have the season sweep on the Colts. So they would have to at least lose 2 to go behind the Colts. So I think, and I mean, I don't know what their schedule is, but their schedule is relatively easy.
49ers, Dolphins.
Oh, actually, it's relatively tough.
Well,
I think they might lose this weekend. I think they'll lose tomorrow night.
It
The
can go
Dolphins.
either way. I can see that.
I could see them going 1-2 down the stretch. I really could. And then the Colts. I don't know who the Colts play. I think they still play the Texans. So I know they play Arizona, the Raiders, and the Jaguars. So I think they'll go 2-1 down the stretch. So Indianapolis might win their division.
That's what I was gonna say.
So
I
didn't look down the stretch when I was predicting
That's
this.
what I was thinking. I don't think that when you said Titans were at number 2, that was my biggest no.
Regardless, all of them would have to go on the road eventually because, I mean, I think right now it would go Colts and Bengals. Colts are going to win that game against the Bengals. The Bengals could not beat the Colts. And then the Chargers play the Titans. And I think if the Titans had Derrick Henry, they would not lose the game. I think the Titans with Derrick Henry.
Thing with the Titans,
and Derrick Henry's supposed to return. I don't know if it's playoffs or a little bit before playoffs.
I don't think they're disclosing that information.
I don't think so either.
They're not because
they don't want teams to prepare for it.
Yeah, and they also don't want to get their own hopes up.
So,
but those are probably my 3 for sure locks.
Yeah.
And I know, and for like my rankings wise, team wise, I have Chiefs, obviously. Chiefs, Colts, Chargers. And then Patriots, Bills.
So if you guys are curious, I will put all of the teams that we have predicted and the seedings in the video on somewhat of the portion, probably covering each other's face or something like that. So you guys will see the predictions here.
Ravens. And did the Bengals win in the head-to-head against the Steelers?
They did. They sweep the Steelers.
Okay. Then the Bengals.
So, okay. So who do you not have making the playoffs, though? Patriots?
I said Chiefs, Patriots, Colts, Chargers, Bills, Ravens, Bengals. So Titans.
Oh, you don't have the Titans making the playoffs?
They're not. They're not. They haven't been good.
They have not been good, but they're missing literally almost 150 yards of their offense. I mean, their rushing attack's not doing bad.
That's what I'm saying is they don't have him.
That's because they're not loading the box. Like the Titans are running, but they're not loading the box like they do with Derrick Henry. So that's why all these running backs are getting a ton of yards because they're running they're just not loading the box. But when it comes to conference record, because you got to look at conference record too. Like Indianapolis 7-3 in conference, Titans are 6-4 in the conference. So yeah, they'll drop there. Cincinnati's 6-3 in the conference. They got I think 3 more games left, and it's so weird having a 17-game season. I know this is the first time.
But the thing is, wait a minute. Who did I say?
You said the Chiefs, the Patriots, the Bengals, Colts, Chargers, Bills, and Ravens.
Yeah, no.
So
it's like I'm gonna take out the Bengals. I'll put the Titans.
So we have the exact same playoffs.
We do?
Yeah.
No, I don't want that, though.
See, it's so tough because the Bengals and the Ravens play each other. So one of them's going to have 7 losses. And then the Ravens still play the
Bengals
Steelers.
already beat the Ravens once, right?
The The Bengals they smoked the Ravens 41-17.
Yeah.
The Ravens still play the Steelers, which I think they'll win. But the Ravens, like, I think the Ravens, I don't know who the Ravens play week 17. I think it might be an AFC team. Maybe not. Oh, they play the Rams. So, I mean, they lose this game.
Bengals, Rams, Steelers. Oh.
Because what are the Ravens in the conference? 5-4? Yeah, they would have to. The Bengals would no, but then the Bengals play the Chiefs. The Bengals have a harder schedule. I don't think they'll beat the Chiefs. So I think the predictions are probably right. Like, so, I don't think the Raiders will make it. I don't think any team with 7 losses will make the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Unless all 3 of the wildcard team loses a game, which I could see happening, but at this point in time, I don't think any 7-loss teams would make it. Steelers are out. Steelers aren't making it. And even if they do, they'll get kicked out first round.
Raiders are out.
The best who do you think the best 7-7 team is right now out of the AFC?
Miami.
You think Miami's the best?
Yeah.
I think it's between Miami and Denver.
Denver's on a down spiral.
Denver
started out hot. I think that's what shows the record.
Like, their defense is still really elite. They only and they have a positive point differential. Yeah, Denver's a tough one because it's like they started out hot, then they lost like 5 games, and then they're like kind of finding themselves again. Like, if Denver gets in the playoffs, they could easily win a playoff game because of their defense and being colder weather and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, and if they do end up making the playoffs, they won't be anything higher than like a 7th seed. So they'll go up to like a New England or a Titans and stuff like that. And I could totally see them shutting down like Derrick Henry and that run. Like, any team that runs, I could see them shutting it down.
Yeah.
So
my ranking will be Chiefs at number 1 seed. I want to put. I really want to put the Colts at 2 seed.
2 seed?
Yeah, but I don't think so. I don't think it will happen.
It's so tough.
I just don't think it can happen. So I'm gonna have to put the Chiefs, the Bills, Colts, Ravens. Chiefs at the 1, Bills at the 2, Ravens at the 3, Colts at the 3, Ravens at the 4, and then Chargers, Patriots. Well, no. Patriots, Chargers, Titans. Well, wait. No, here we go. I got it. Okay. The 1, Chiefs. The 2, Colts. Wait, shoot. No, I'm messing myself up. We should cut this part out.
I'll try.
The 1, the Chiefs. The 2, the Bills. The 3, the Colts. The 4, the Ravens. The 5, At the 5, it'd be the Patriots. The 6, it'd be the Titans. And the 7 would be the Chargers.
Oh, okay. So you think the Chargers are going to lose one more game?
Yeah.
Who do they play? They play the
Even if they don't lose one more game, they're
still... Do they play the Broncos this week? No, they play... I think they'll lose to the Texans.
I don't.
You don't think they will?
I picked up their defense.
I hope they lose to the Texans. I would laugh if they lost to the Texans.
I wouldn't, because I picked up their defense.
So...
I picked up their defense specifically. They're not even ranked or projected to have the most. I was just like, the Chargers are going to shut out the Texans, hopefully.
So I don't know how much of this video is going to be edited, because it's like, this video is going to be relatively harder to edit because it's kind of just raw, and most of the time we're kind of figuring out things. So I don't want to just upload our predictions. I kind of want to upload us discussing and kind of having that, I guess, the raw nature of it. So, but I think that's probably going to wrap it up for this prediction video. So stay tuned for the NFC predictions, and we're also going to do like a playoff prediction like the week before the playoffs or during that playoffs. So we could do week by week, or we could just do the whole thing at once. I wouldn't mind doing week by week. I mean, we only can really do both or one, but I mean, we could do both. We might do both. I don't know. But so yeah, touch that like button, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.